Hey everybody, Aaron Dillon here, Managing Director of AG Dillon Co. We're a venture capital firm focused on pre-IPO companies with investment funds for individual investors, family offices, financial advisors, and institutional investors. All right, so I got a pre-IPO company update here for you for the week ending 10 February 2023. Today we'll hit on big company news for the last week, large capital raises, individual pre-IPO company stock performance update, and a pre-IPO company spotlight for Epic Games, the video game and metaverse tech company. Okay, so Stripe was reported to burn through $500 million of cash in 2022, spurred by overhiring and new product development. The company generated a positive $400 million in cash during 2021, so that's a big swing. Stripe's management promised to return to profitability in 2023 and has already taken action with over 14% reduction of staff in November of 2022. Stripe delivered $2.8 billion in 2022 net revenue. That was an 18% year-over-year growth versus an 85% year-over-year growth, revenue growth from 20 to 2021. So revenue growth is coming down too. The company has raised $2.23 billion in total capital, but has only spent $150 million of that stockpile according to their management. So they got plenty of capital to drive innovation and future growth. The company's been in the news lately too, surrounding its plans to raise $3 billion in capital to fund employee stock options that are set to expire soon. Employees need to get out, so they're either going to do an IPO, Stripe's either going to do an IPO or do a secondary stock sale. It looks like they're going to the secondary stock sale to get these folks out. Stripe's 409A valuation, that's an internal valuation required by the SEC for companies with stock option plans, was $63 billion in January 2023. Excuse me. The current $3 billion raise is slated for $55 billion to $60 billion valuation. That's a big pullback from like the $95 billion primary round that they did some time ago. Okay, Reddit has been keeping their IPO paperwork up to date at the SEC with a recent filing this past week. Rumors are flying that the company is targeting a second half 2023 IPO. Reddit generated $290 million in 2021 revenue. I don't have a 2022 revenue number, but the company is also reported to be far from profitable, so that's going to make an interesting IPO for these folks. I have Reddit at a $6.8 billion valuation based on secondary market trading in its last primary financing round. Fidelity recently valued the company at $6.6 billion. Reddit pulled in at $410 million in capital at a $10 billion valuation in an August 2021 primary financing round. Okay, Instacart announced that they'll be launching Instacart Business soon. The Instacart Business will offer curated selection of office supplies, cleaning products, and snacks. So this is like everybody's seen this. The folks come and they deliver this. Office managers hire that stuff. It's a good business for those that are in it. The company continued to move into other areas outside of grocery delivery. They've yet to set a formal launch date for Instacart Business. The company's been delivering for Staples and Office Depot though for a few years. So Instacart Business isn't new. I think it's just more about productizing and marketing kind of this current offering that they have with Staples and Office Depot. Instacart produced $2 billion in revenue in 2022 and is rumored to also IPO in 2023. I have them at a $12.1 billion valuation based on secondary market trading in their last primary financing round. The company was pegged at $10 billion in a December 2022 409A, and their last primary financing round was in March of 2021 at $39 billion. Okay, so let's do big capital raises for the week. It appears we got two new unicorns out there this week. The Bank of London, which I love that name, and Atmosphere. The Bank of London is a tech-focused UK bank, and Atmosphere is a streaming TV service for businesses. Bank of London pulled in a $196 million Series C at a $1.3 billion valuation. They didn't disclose kind of prior rounds valuation or when they pulled in that capital for prior rounds. Atmosphere did 65 million Series D at a $1.1 billion valuation. That's 27% higher versus its last primary financing round in January of 2022, 14 months ago. Trusting social and alternative credit score provider Acceldata, a data and analytics platform, and Arrcus, a networking software company, rounded out the week in the number 3, number 4, and number 5 spots for large capital raises, respectively. Okay, let's hit some secondary market stock performance for the week. Pre-IPO stocks were down for the week, 80 basis points. S&P 500 was down 1.06%. S&P 500 growth was down 59 basis points for the week. Pre-IPO stocks are still trailing public stocks year to date but just under 8%. It's not great. OpenSea, Databricks, and Kraken are standout performers year to date. All are up more than 10%, with OpenSea up 36%. That said, OpenSea's daily NFT trading volume, which is like public because it's out there on the blockchain, is way down. So it's hard to believe that the stock will stay at these levels for much longer. Kraken was just fined by the SEC last week, which we hit on, and and has to shut down its staking business. So that's not going to bode well for the stocks in a couple weeks ahead either. 5 stocks are down more than 10% year to date: Epic Games, Discord, Airtable, Flexport, Chime. Chime is down more than 40% since the beginning of the year. Databricks was up 17% for the week. This past week, Brex was down 22%. So it's clear we're having some big swings in a lot of different names over the last month or so this year. Then this kind of volatility to me means that investors are picking sides and putting flags in the sand. High conviction trading. So those that are willing to sell at depressed prices are going to get out, and those who want to get in or take big positions are willing to pay at a premium. So sellers are getting out at lower prices, buyers are willing to get in at bigger prices, and that leads to a lot of volatility. Okay, let's spotlight Epic Games here. Epic Games is a developer of video games. Fortnite is their big title. The company also has a digital video game store and 3D software engine, which is like metaverse focused, called Unreal Engine. I have them at $15.7 billion valuation based on last primary financing round and secondary market trading. They've raised $6.4 billion to date. That $15.7 billion valuation is down 50% from its last primary financing round of $31.5 billion in April of 22. Epic Games posted $5.8 billion in 2021 revenue. I'll get the 2022 number to you as soon as I got it. And Tencent, the Chinese social media company, and Disney are the two early investors in the company. Other notable investors include Iconic Growth, Kleiner Perkins, KKR, and Lightspeed. And here's a few customer stats for you. So Fortnite has over 400 million users. There's 109 million users for the digital video game store, and 48% of all next generation video games are created with Unreal Engine. That's nuts, right? So they make money a couple ways. In Fortnite, the video game, the game's free, but users can pay $9.50 for this quarterly subscription that unlocks this thing called Battle Pass. And every kid that I know that plays this thing has Battle Pass, so they must be making a mint there. Users can also buy clothes and accessories for their characters in the game too. Epic Games also takes 12% cut of all the video games that they sell through the digital video game store. But I think the big winner long term is going to be for Epic will be this Unreal Engine, which again is like the video game software / metaverse software. Game developers can use an Unreal Engine for free. Really, anybody can use it for free. But Epic takes a 5% cut of all revenue generated by the game or the application that's being made. So that's a huge business model. And I think has ability to scale, and no doubt they got some winners and they're making some nice money there too. Okay, let's end it there. If you have any pre-IPO stock research needs, please reach out. I'd love to dive in with you. We also have 2 funds available for investment right now. For diversified pre-IPO exposure, check out agdillon.com/top15. With SpaceX, Stripe, Camp, Instacart, Epic Games, Discord, Plaid, etc. And for SpaceX only exposure, visit agdillon.com/SpaceX. The big rocket Starship is launching soon, and their internet satellite company Starlink is scaling fast. So it's a great entry point, I believe, to get into SpaceX. We've got $3.2 million raised to date, and we aim to close the fund in mid-March. Thanks, and see you all next week.